Well, in a December 2008 cover article, Time magazine, they said our children are not going to do as well as us. They're going to die before we do. Many people in America, unless they change what's going on, will be standing at gravesite burying their children. I can't look forward to a more terrible prospect than to have parents burying their children. And so what we got to do is kind of look at this seriously. First of all, the disease MS, multiple sclerosis, used to be a disease of 35 to 50-year-olds. And now the fastest age group that's growing faster than any other age group, that demographic is under the age of 12. The youngest kids diagnosed with MS now are under age 2, and historically it's been 35 to 50-year-olds. What's going on here? Well, MS is damage to the myelin, the white matter, the insulation material in the brain, makes up 75% of the brain weight, it's 100% cholesterol, and anything that causes inflammation, free radicals, can cause MS-type lesions. And, of course, is randomized where they fall in the brain, and so the symptoms will vary a little bit, but ultimately it's not good. Ultimately, people die young when they have MS. Well, this free radical damage is caused by eating fried foods, by eating oils, salad dressings, cooking oils, eating canned fish packed in oil instead of water. We're looking at margarines, mayonnaise, simple things that we used to think were good, stuff like ham salad sandwiches, chicken salad sandwiches, tuna salad sandwiches made with mayonnaise. We have a problem here, Houston. Having these desserts from fast food places, instead of milkshakes, they are shakes, and they're made with oils instead of milk. And so you need to inquire, is this a milk product or is this made from a soft serve, which is, in fact, a oil drink? Okay, and so you got to watch it. There's nothing worse than taking the kid out after school every day to get a shake, and it's a soft serve shake, or having a salad or something, or using salad dressing, and they get MS. This is totally preventable. So what I want you to do is get all your kids and grandkids started on the Youngevity products and 90 for Life products, and let's save our kids. We can save America by saving our kids and grandkids. Do not consciously give them free radicals. Do not consciously give them trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, acrylamides. Do not consciously give them things like any free radical source. Again, processed meats, deli slices, sandwich meats, these things are very, very dangerous for soft tissue, especially the brain. Then Parkinson's disease can be Parkinsonism, which is the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Tremors can be caused by pharmaceuticals. It can be caused by an excess of the mineral manganese. It can also be caused by the cause of Parkinson's disease, which again is free radical damage to the brain. Same way with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, free radical damage to the brain. And we're talking about Alzheimer's disease, free radical damage to the brain with a deficiency of cholesterol. All these things are dealt with easily, preventably, as well as dealing with after you get symptoms. So I urge you to, for Christmas, birthdays, graduations, getting an A, just because presents, get people you love, especially the younger ones, kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, nieces and nephews. Get them a Youngevity business. Get them a $10 Youngevity business. It's a one-time fee. And then give them the 90 essential nutrients. Give them something as simple as the Healthy Start Pack, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. Let's say they only weigh 50 pounds. That one Healthy Start Pack will last 2 months. Then you get them an energy drink to drink instead of a soft drink, which is loaded with sugar and caffeine. Get our energy drinks, things like ACT, Rebound, which is our sports drink. Then we have Pure 3X, Renew, that's another one. Pollen Burst is made from organic flower pollen, not bee pollen, but organic flower pollen, and also SOD. And so just really great stuff available for these kids. They will love this stuff. It's very healthy for them. And once you get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, get a hold of the book Rare Earths Within Cures, and learn how to deal with Parkinson's disease, MS, and ALS. Absolutely no free radicals, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. You want to make sure they're getting all 90 essential nutrients appropriate for body weight, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. Make sure that they get, per 100 pounds of body weight, you want them to eat 6 eggs a day. They could be soft scrambled in butter, not oils or margarine. They can be soft boiled with soft yolk, soft poached with soft yolk. That's going to give your brain the raw material to maintain the myelin, the insulation material in the brain. And then I would eat things like baked sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon, more eggs. If you're going to eat meat, it's fine, but it can't be the processed meats, no deli slices, no sandwich meats. Do eat your meat cooked medium rare as opposed to well done. Well done, you get the acrylamides and heterocyclic amines, so you want to stay away from that. And it's amazing what you can do. These diseases are self-inflicted. In many cases, they're inflicted by doctors who give very bad information. For instance, if you are following their directions and you're eating you're eating the diets that have no cholesterol in them, cholesterol-free diets, or cholesterol-restricted diets, no eggs, no red meat, no chicken skin, no dairy products, and they're taking a cholesterol-lowering drug, a statin drug, they're at high risk, very high risk for Parkinson's disease, MS, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and Alzheimer's disease. Only we can save America. The doctors have failed us terribly. Only we can save America. Contact your Youngevity associate today. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about these heartburn drugs, as I do have a CNN headline story where the headline reads, "Heartburn drugs could cause vitamin B12 deficiency." Say patients who use acid-suppressing drugs for heartburn over a period of 2 years or longer are more likely to suffer from vitamin B12 deficiency than those who don't use them. These drugs, of course, known as proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, and histamine 2 receptor antagonists, or H2 blockers, available prescription or over-the-counter under names like Prilosec or Nexium, the purple pill. They're designed to treat gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD, as well as other acid-related conditions. And researchers at Kaiser Permanente looked at the medical records of 25,000, almost 26,000 patients who received vitamin B12 deficiency diagnosis between 1997 and 2011, comparing them with 184,000 patients without B12 deficiencies. And they found those who took the PPIs for 2 years or longer were 65% more likely to have a vitamin B12 deficiency. When patients were given higher doses of the PPIs, the deficiency was even more prevalent. Researchers say they believe this happens because these medications suppress the production of gastric acid, which keeps the body from absorbing vitamin B12. So another one of these cases where they kind of get part of it right, but they don't realize that it's all about the absorption, and that, lowering your acid level lowers your ability to absorb any kind of nutrients. And they say this vitamin B12 deficiency is not uncommon, especially in older adults. A serious drop in the vitamin can lead to problems such as anemia, dementia, neurologic damage. And according to Dr. Douglas A. Corley, a senior author on the study, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, says there are a few take-home messages from the study results. It said first, patients who have been on these medications for 2 years or more should be screened for B12 deficiency. And second, these patients need to be aware that certain conditions they may think are by the lack of B12. Many times the symptoms of B12 deficiency just sneak up on people, and they need to know why this is happening. And they said we routinely check for vitamin B12 deficiencies at some point, but it really depends on the patient. So once again, it's the patient has to do their own medical care. And later in the story, they actually say that this was the largest study to determine any kind of link between these acid-suppressing medications and vitamin B12 deficiencies in all groups. According to the American College of Gastroenterology, 60 million Americans suffer from some sort of heartburn or acid reflux at least once a month. According to the report, there are nearly 157 million prescriptions for PPIs written this year alone to help patients deal with chronic acid reflux problems. And as you often say, it's not an acid problem, it's a lack of acid problem.
Yeah, very good. And I think we deserve one of those flourishes on that one. Yeah, we've been, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, complaining about this for 20 years. When you take these proton pump inhibitors, it inhibits stomach acid formation, and the Castle's intrinsic factor, which is produced by the stomach, cannot work in an environment that's above a pH of 1. I mean, it must be like battery acid in your stomach for that to work, and you cannot absorb B12 without functional Castle's intrinsic factor. Another thing acid requires is salt, sodium chloride, which is a raw material for chief cells to make stomach acid. So people have to have B12 shots. This is a physician-caused disease. Another physician-caused disease. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Let's head to Chicago, Illinois, and Shirley, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Shirley, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, ma'am. Can we help you?
Yes, my name is Shirley, and I have been having foamy urine for the last 2 months, and my legs and ankles and feet are swollen. I went to the hospital. They took blood. They told me there was nothing wrong with my kidneys, nothing wrong with my heart, but yet I have this problem. I don't understand.
Okay, well, foamy urine can be caused by mucus in the urine, okay? Do you have burning when you urinate?
No.
Okay. Let's see, do you have any other diseases I need to know about? Diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure?
Actually, they told me about 2 years ago that I was a pre-diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped drinking sodas. I stopped eating potatoes. I started watching, my group. I think the highest I ever seen it was after I first went to the hospital was about 100 and maybe 10. That's been about 3 years ago. It usually stay about 95, sometimes it's 105 in the morning time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only other disease. And 2 months ago, I was sleeping, and I've never had a Charlie horse in my entire life, and I'm 54 years old. I woke up, and I had Charlie horse in both of my legs, and I was screaming.
Okay. Do you have any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No.
Okay.
I've been very healthy my entire life.
Okay, other than the pre-diabetes thing?
Right.
Okay, no arthritis, no noisy joints when you squat down, your knees don't pop, anything like that?
Well, it seems like the last couple of years, I didn't say they pop, but I can kind of feel them a little bit.
Okay. Then, do you have any dental problems, anything like receding gums, gingivitis, periodontal disease?
I could have gingivitis. I could have that.
Okay. Now, that's all sort of the beginning signs of osteopenia, osteoporosis, and osteoarthritis. When you start getting noisy joints, restricted motion, in other words, you may lose 10% of your range of motion. You have receding gums, gingivitis. You have osteoporosis of the skull, actually. And sometimes when this happens, you'll get excess calcium in your urine, and that could be sort of acting like soap and making your urine foamy. And so, what do you weigh, Shirley?
I weigh about 140 pounds, and I'm 5'3.5", and I'm 54 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But now, in the last month, because somebody told me stop eating meats, I've lost probably about 10 pounds.
Mm. Okay, well, I do need you to eat animal protein, so eggs would be fine. Meat's fine, but meat, to me, is roast beef, a baked pork chop, not a fried pork chop, but a baked pork chop, chicken breast, fish, grilled, poached, roasted, crock pot, that kind of stuff. No deli slices, no sandwich meats. And then at 140 pounds, what I would have you do is take one healthy heart and brain pack per month, divide it in half, take a full dose, take a half a dose at breakfast, a half a dose at dinner of each of the products in the healthy heart and brain pack. I get one more thing, the de-stress capsules, take 1 bottle a month, take 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner, and then call me every 2 weeks and let me know how that foamy urine's doing. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, let's head to Texas, and Jürgen, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Jürgen, you're on the air.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Long-time follower, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
The reason I'm calling today is about a year ago, a colleague approached me about her hypothyroidism and psoriasis problem. And during that time, I was looking at iodine. So I asked her to take 2 drops of 5% low-gout solution and to get off her thyroid-suppressing meds. And that worked out fine. And then for psoriasis, we followed your Let's Play Doctor regimen to include BTT and the probiotics. And just recently, she was diagnosed with an estrogen dominance after having had a very long period, like 3 weeks long. And she's getting worried now and is willing to stay away from certain foods and switch maybe the program. She's 39 years old, 5'7", and weighs 200 pounds.
200 pounds, 29 years old?
39, yes.
Okay, and 39, okay. And let's see here. She has a history of low thyroid, estrogen dominance, and there was another one in there. What was it?
That's psoriasis.
Oh, psoriasis. Okay. Yeah, she has a gluten intolerance. When you have psoriasis, you have a gluten intolerance. And the reason why people get so many diseases when they have a gluten intolerance, it seems like every week they get a new disease, another symptom. And that's because they're not absorbing efficiently their nutrients. And she's a perfect candidate to get her off of gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. I'd have her listen to that CD, Serial Killers. Goes into all the hidden places you're going to find gluten. And Char? Hello, Charmaine.
Hello, Doc.
Yep. Okay, well, this is one you can kind of respond to. Here's a 39-year-old lady, 200 pounds, has low thyroid, has estrogen problems, and also she has a psoriasis. What would you do for her?
Usually what you said, needs to go on a gluten-free diet, and for the thyroid problem, she needs to take Ocean's Gold. And if she doesn't have any other issues, she should get on the Healthy Start Pack, the 2.0, two of them.
Okay, yes, one for each 100 pounds.
Yep.
What would you do for that estrogen dominant stuff?
Woman's FX.
Perfect. Exactly right. And so that's going to help her with dysmenorrhea, pain with periods and PMS and that kind of stuff. And it's just a perfect system. Very, very well said. And, of course, you had a history of low thyroid, and you had a history, not of psoriasis. I wouldn't call it psoriasis, but eczema because of gluten intolerance. Yep. And how long did it take you, Char, to get rid of your eczema when you got really serious and got off your gluten?
Oh, probably maybe a month or two.
Mm-hmm. And you'd been suffering with that for years to one degree or another.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a changed person.
Well, don't change too much. We like you the way you are, Char. Okay. So, but at any rate, Jurgen, give us a call every couple of weeks. And how tall is this woman?
5'7".
5'7".
What was the item for the estrogen dominance?
It's called Woman's FX. It's a liquid. If she'd take 2 ounces a day, it'd be 2 quarts a month. If she prefers capsules, she can use what we call Balance FX capsules. She can use 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. Give us a call every couple of weeks, and we'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Alberta, Canada, and Johnny, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Johnny, you're on the air.
Hi, doctor.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
Yes. I'm calling about, thanks for taking my call. I'm calling about my eyes. I used to have eyes of an eagle. I could see very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, they started going a little bit, fuzzy on me. And I got them tested, and the doctor said I was starting to get hardening of the arteries. And is there any nutrient deficiency or something that I can do for them?
Absolutely. How much do you weigh, Johnny?
Oh, about 220.
Okay. How tall are you, sir?
I'd say about 5'11", not quite 6 feet.
Okay. All right. When you start getting arterial problems in your eye, and it could be glaucoma, all kinds of stuff like that, but it's a reflection of what's going on in your brain, your heart, your kidneys, because those arteries get clogged too. Mm-hmm. And so what I want you to do is give up inflammatory things that cause blockage of the arteries. And that would be stuff like fried foods, processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, give up deli slices, sandwich meats, no more Timmy Hortons kind of stuff. And then you got to give up oils. It's margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. If you eat canned fish, they got to be packed in water instead of oil. You got to give up gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So you got to stop the ongoing damage is what all this says. And then at 220 pounds, I'd have you take 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month, 1 full dose of each of the 5 products at breakfast, 1 full dose of each of the 5 products at dinner time. It'll require 2 healthy heart and brain packs a month to pull that off. And then specifically to improve blood flow through obstructed arteries in the eye and the brain and the heart and the kidneys, and also support healthy blood pressure, I would take 9 of the Ultimate Dailies tablets a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll require 2 bottles a month to be able to do the 9 Ultimate Daily tablets per day. And again, they're designed to get blood flowing through obstructed arteries. If cost is not a factor for you, I would go ahead and also get what we call the HGH. It has amino acids in there that actually help the arteries manufacture more nitric oxide. which helps dilate arteries, including the arteries in the eye, get more blood flow, reduce the pressure in the eye, and so that's an option, but it's a good option if money is not an object. Get a hold of that HGH and take 6 of those at bedtime. It's a large bottle, so you'll be able to do that. Take 6 at bedtime with a glass of water. And again, it has amino acids in there that will help the arteries make more nitric oxide. Dilate those arteries. Get more blood flow. Okay. Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Idaho. And Janie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Janie, you're on the air.
Hi. Nice to talk to you again, Dr. Wallach. I've been calling you for years. I've been taking your product since 1993 when you were with Soaring Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had lots of success with getting rid of a lot of things like arthritis, fibromyalgia, and a lot of other things. But I am having another problem. In July, my doctors talked me into having cataract surgery. And after the surgery, I was very sick. I was dizzy, nauseous, had stomachache. My abdomen swelled, and I gained some weight. And so I called them, and they said, well, they couldn't understand why I was getting sick. Maybe I was allergic to the drops. Well, they wouldn't let me stop taking the drops because they were a steroid. And so I had to wean off of them. And after I got off of them, I still had a queasy stomach, and I felt bad, and it was hard not to lay on the couch all afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I had pain in my back across my shoulder blades, right, like where the nerves connect on my spine.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you a couple of questions here. I kind of get the picture. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have a history of any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
Well, I did until I quit eating gluten.
Okay, good. So you have that history.
Yes,
and
I
then,
did.
Do you have a history of any diabetes or arthritis?
Well, I did, but I've been taking your products for a lot of years, and so I've gotten rid of a lot of that. And,
okay, good.
But what I noticed was right after the surgery, when I started using these drops, my absorption of my nutrients just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like somebody turned a switch off on my
digestion. Well, that's where I was going. That's where I was going, because that's what it sounds like, that you had a problem. And so what I want you to do is kind of reinvestigate everything in your house. You know, when time goes by, things sort of slip in, we don't pay attention. And so make sure that if you have dogs and cats in the house, they don't have dry dog and cat food. You want to make sure.
I don't have any pets.
Okay. Then other people. Wait a minute. Let me finish, dear. You have other people living in the house.
It's my husband.
Okay. Well, he's got to be gluten-free also.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, good. There cannot be any in the house. No possibility of cross-contamination in the bed and the washer and dryer and the couch and the food preparation services. Also, if you leave the house on a regular basis every day to go to work or anything like that, you want to make sure you're not sitting at a table when you have your lunch where, you know, maybe the night watchman sat there and ate his whole wheat crackers. You know, you got to clean it off really good before you sit down at these places and avoid cross-contamination. Then you want to salt your food to taste. Make sure you're salting your food to taste, because salt is required for your stomach to make stomach acid to digest proteins in particular. Also, to absorb B12 and also to absorb minerals. And then you want to use our ultimate enzymes. I would add that to your program if you don't already do that. I would take 1 to 2 ultimate enzymes, say 2 to 5 minutes before each meal with a couple ounces of water. That's going to help the digestion process. And the absorption thing, you really, really, really need to, just really crank down and investigate it and see, is there any remote possibility that something's sneaking in on me? But on the other hand, sometimes you can actually have a back injury when they anesthetize you to do the cataract surgery, and the back injury or degenerative disc disease could actually cause, as you point out, pinching of the roots of the spinal nerves to control your stomach and your intestines. So there could be that problem also. And so, again, you want to make sure you're taking 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's going to help support maintenance repair of the disc between your vertebrae, keep the vertebrae apart, stop them from pressing on the spinal nerves. And so you got a little homework to do, and you could call me back tomorrow or call me back next week and let me know what you find or what you don't find, and we'll keep working on this. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Texas. And Fidel, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Fidel. You're on the air.
Yes, Dr. Wallach. I'm calling on behalf of my sister. She's 19.
Okay.
5'4". She's 273 pounds. She's obese. She's diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. She has one menstrual cycle every 3 to 4 months. She has poor energy. All she wants to do is sleep. She devours food as if she has not eaten in days. She has eczema in her face. She has a dark ring around her neck that will not come off.
Okay.
She has dandruff. She has been on numerous SSRI drugs since fall 2007. She has taken in the past Risperdal, Halidol, Prozac, Zoloft, Seroquel, Abilify, Depakote.
Okay, I get the picture.
And more.
Okay. You got your pen and paper?
I got it.
Okay. Okay, Shar, I'm going to ask you part of the questions here. Are you there?
I'm here, Doc.
Okay. So she has dandruff and eczema. What would you do for that?
She definitely has a gluten intolerance. That's a big problem right there.
Yep, big problem. And it's probably the root of all these problems. And so your sister and everybody living in the house with her, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish, need to be gluten-free. And you've heard me say it a million times, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Get a hold of that CD, Serial Killers, and find out all the hidden places you're going to find gluten. That'll be important here. Let's see, do not take her off of any of her medications. Keep her on her medications right now. We'll change that later, but right now keep her on her medications. What would you do for her unusual period schedule? Char?
Women's FX.
Very good. 273 pounds, I'd have her take 3 ounces a day, 1 ounce per 100 pounds of body weight. I'd have her take it, an ounce before breakfast, an ounce before lunch, an ounce before dinner. And what would you do, that's the woman's FX, for her dysmenorrhea and her period problems. What would you do for her weight? At 5'4", I'd like to see her weigh 130. Yeah. So how would you get her to lose 140 pounds?
The quickest, easiest, fastest way is ASAP.
Okay, ASAP. And 273 pounds. The healthy, let's see here, I'd have her take the Healthy Heart and Brain Pack because of the schizophrenia, and I'd have her take 3 of the Healthy Heart and Brain Packs per month would be ideal. If finances are a problem, go with 2. I wouldn't go with any less than 2. Ideally, she would take 1 dose of each of the products at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 3 Healthy Heart and Brain Packs per month. And then the ASAP, I'd have her get 2 bottles a month of that. I'd have her take a dropper full under her tongue 30 minutes before each meal and another dropper full under her tongue 15 minutes before each meal. That's going to require 2 bottles a month of the ASAP. Give us a call every couple of weeks if you would, Fidel. I want to know her weight. I want to know how she feels about herself. I want to know about her eczema, this dark circle around her neck. I want to know if she participates in family events and things. Does she contribute, like wash dishes and vacuum the rug and rake the leaves and, have a meal with everybody else? But do not take her off her drugs at this time, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We look forward to hearing from you. All right. We only have a moment left here, Shar.
Hey, Doc, I have a question.
Yeah.
I got an email from Di at the warehouse in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
A boy has a disease called dystonia, dystonia. He had it since he was 5. He's now 22 years old, and I don't even know what that disease is.
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, dystonia is a lack of muscle tone, and they can have what's called torticollis. Their head goes off to one side. They don't speak very well. You remember that gal from Detroit who couldn't speak?
Sarah, yes.
Yeah, Sarah. She had dystonia. And do you know what this kid weighs at 22 years of age?
He didn't say that, but you got to assume around 200 pounds.
Yeah. So I'd get him on a gluten-free diet, get him on 2 Healthy Heart and Brain Packs per month, Get him the glucogel, 15 of those a day, 2 large bottles a month, and the de-stress capsules, 3 of those 3 times a day, 3 bottles a month, 15 eggs a day, and give us a call every 2 weeks. Thank you so much, Char. Super job. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.